Oh yeah,
Mm.
I be smelling pancakes. I be smelling pancakes. You wanna know why? Cause it's
'Cause
dark
it's
time. Dark time. Yeah, it's dark time. Yeah.
dark
No, no,
time.
no. Tell me, everybody, it's dark time.
It's
Welcome,
dark time.
welcome everybody to an awesome episode of Dark Time. This is going to be a cool and different episode because everything's different. And why? Because it's 2017, right?
Ooh, you got the right year and everything. I'm impressed.
It's the new year. You gotta do it big, right?
Gotta do it right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, it's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been like 2 weeks,
Two
3 weeks,
weeks. Yep,
2 weeks.
two mother loving weeks, and it's been a great time.
Yeah.
It's been what, 7 days? Not that much ridiculousness. Not
No,
that many
not.
people died, and
It's been a good week, a good first week.
yeah, it has. It has. It has. Yeah, definitely for me. I'm on vacation until the 30th, so
Okay,
I'm just doing nothing and bumming it up.
that's nice.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's really nice.
What,
I've been working.
working?
Yeah. Uh, mostly just yeah, just working. I went to Joshua Tree. So I
Oh,
took a couple days vacation.
I saw that.
Joshua Tree was gorgeous. The desert. I like didn't think like that the desert was gonna be that beautiful.
It's always been a mystery to me. I've never been to one. I've never been.
Yeah.
And I think one of the cool things of the desert is that it's so empty that you
Yeah.
just think about it. And I always like that idea of the desert. Like I don't know. It just looks so plain, but because it's so big and vast, it's spread out everywhere, right?
It was amazing. I like didn't know what to expect and I was really kind of taken aback because I've gone to a couple of other national parks like
Hmm.
Yosemite and I've been to like the Grand Canyon and stuff like that, and Yellowstone. But yeah, this was just like really nice, really nice.
Nice. Well, cheers
Yeah.
to the new year of 2017. Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Happy mother loving new year. Speaking of New Year, oof, that's pretty nice. I got this from Wildberry. Thanks. It's
Oh.
my little pimp glass. I love it. Cause you know what's the best thing about this? It limits how much I should put in this. You know what I mean? Cause right now
Yeah.
this is a margarita without the ice and and the salt and the lemon. So it's just a drink.
It
You know,
looks very classy.
it does. I feel like I can
It looks
just
very,
hold it. Cause it's I don't know. I love how I can just hold it like this. Like
yeah.
yeah. Anyways, cheers again.
Cheers
Mm.
again. Cheers again.
So everybody who's here, this is a new episode, and we're
Hmm.
gonna do some cool things. I got a new program. Hopefully, it works better. And one of the cool things starting off this year is we're gonna talk about the greatest thing we talk about all the time, which is Adventure Time. But this is a special episode because we're gonna talk about the gruesome Flame King. Now, the Flame King is
Mm.
one of the I can't even be serious anymore. He's just a dork. He's just a complete he's okay, I need to explain. He's that kind of character who is like he's not a jock. He's not an attractive guy. He's like that kid who knows he like no one can beat him up because he's so big and loud
Right.
and obnoxious. That's who he is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he tries so hard too, though. Like, he does try hard to be like the supreme cool guy,
Right.
but he's just such a dork.
He's such a dork, and the thing is that people follow him and respect him because he's so big and loud, and he's
Yeah.
menacing. He's a dick.
Well, he's quite devious. Like he
Yeah,
does do some he is evil.
he's yeah,
He is pure evil. Like
he's
saying a dork makes it sound kind of cute, but he
yeah,
is pure
yeah.
evil.
He is pretty evil. I dig him, but the reason why I call him a dork is because when he becomes so menacing and tough,
He's
maybe it's just us because we're the viewers, but it's just like because I know the voice actor and I love that voice actor, and And another thing about him too is that like he always shouting. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it so much. I can't
it's
wait.
pretty good.
So
I'm
yeah,
excited.
yes, same here. So one of the cool things we're gonna talk about, because this is going to be a character build
Mm.
episode, I'm gonna call it gossip time. Because we're gonna be
Oh,
gossiping. It's gonna be a
oh
lot of
yeah,
gossiping in this episode, especially because we're gonna keep flipping back and forth with a lot of spoilers. A lot. When I mean a lot,
yeah,
I mean a lot. Because it's gonna go from now all the way to like maybe season 7 if there is an episode that we can talk about for season 7. But who knows?
yeah.
You know?
It's pretty much it's pretty spaced out.
Yes.
I think episode. I think even in episode in like season 5 might be the last season, but that's still pretty far
Yeah,
ahead.
that's still pretty far
Yeah,
ahead. And yeah, so we're gonna do it all, which is gonna be great. We're gonna talk about like random stuff that we picked certain things that we want to talk about because it's really random shit going on in this, especially with the Fire Flame King.
yeah,
Then we're gonna talk about the relationship with the Fire Princess because that's very important. Because even though this is the second episode we're gonna do about character building, it's still a father-daughter relationship that's
yep.
very different. And I feel like there's some discrepancies in the series with it, and I'll explain a little bit later.
Yes,
Um, and
yes.
then and then the origin. The origin is it's pretty simple, but we'll get into that later on. But
Mm.
yeah, so that's pretty much what we're gonna talk about. However, one of the cool things that we have to tell everybody here, because it's the Flame King, this is Adventure Time. Wildberry did an awesome thing. You want to tell people what you did?
Yeah, so I work for an ingredient company, and part of my job is blogging and stuff like that.
Do they need a
And
tester?
one,
Do they need a tester? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But do
yeah,
they need a
yeah,
tester?
we
Because I
a
can
lot of
just
my
eat it.
job, I work with the chef. I get to taste a lot of her creations.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things we're trying to do is like get more pop culture references into our like videos and blogs and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I got the chance to do my own thing and I decided to do something Adventure Time themed. I almost did bacon pancakes, not gonna lie.
Oh,
Um, but I decided to go for something a little bit cuter, and I made Finn and Jake and BMO donuts.
you did. I gotta
I
show that.
took
I gotta show it because it's fucking adorable and it's making me hungry. I'm so jealous right now because it's
it's
really making me hungry. Look at that
it's
thing. It's so
it's
fucking
super.
cute.
So yeah, this took me literally all day.
I
This
bet.
was what I did today. I made like 3 or 4 batches of like donuts
Hmm.
to get until I could make it. I couldn't make like donuts with holes in them, and so I ended up making these kind of like little kind of almost like half of a ball,
Hmm.
kind of half of like a sphere, like donut shapes. And then I had to make the icing, color the icing, and then draw it on. And so yeah, this took literally all day. And I'm gonna be doing it again, but yeah, this is my first batch.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, that's awesome. But I haven't tried it, and I can't technically because I'm on the other side of the world. But what I was gonna say is like, if you're ever gonna do this again,
Hmm.
I just want to see like you ever like for example, we have this photo of Finn with spoiler. Like if you ever had the
Yeah.
chance the next time, just make ridiculous face expressions. That'd be
I
great.
have to get yeah. See, the thing is like I was having a hard enough time making the faces
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
as they were. It was so like I'm not the best artist, and then I was
No, no, no,
learning how to
no.
yeah. I'll have to figure out how to get more creative with it. Like Jake was definitely the hardest because to get his nose
Yeah,
was
that
really
looks really
hard.
difficult. But
Yeah,
that's the reason why I said because it seemed for a little bit like there's some of them that it seems like he's like really either he's smiling or he's laughing. So I was like, oh, that's
yeah,
cute. That's cute. That's really cute. Like I want to see more of that. You know?
yeah. I was
That's
trying to get it, and then Finn was actually fairly easy, and
mhm.
BMO as well. Like you can get the
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah.
It's just like a happy face or whatever. So, but Jake was definitely hard.
No, I'm impressed. Good job, girl.
Thank you.
Cheers on that one. Yeah, good job.
Cheers, cheers.
All right. So I
So
think we're more than ready to talk about the Flame King.
I think we are.
Yeah, and I think one of the cool things about this character is just the big dynamic of his kingdom, you know, because it's very
Yeah.
different. Not to be mistaken by the Natosphere, because it's a
Yes.
completely different. It kind of looks similar, but in reality, it's very different characters, um,
Yes.
and it just kind of shows his personality kind of like present to all its people. I don't. Are they happy? I don't. I think they're just. I think they're just okay. Like the Natosphere people are
Yeah.
miserable. Like you can tell how
Yeah.
miserable they are. But in this, in the, in the what is it? The Flame Kingdom, I guess.
Yes.
They're. I don't. I think they're just
Well, the
living their
night
life. I think it's just like.
the
Are they just
Nightosphere
living
is
by?
like a whole nother
Mm, yeah,
dimension.
yeah, yeah.
And the Flame Kingdom is still on Ooh.
Hmm.
And I feel like the people there, I mean, just from looking at the episodes I've seen, I mean, they seem normal.
Yeah.
I mean, normal, like, yeah, like they're living a normal life.
Yeah, like it's so it just seems like, you know, like a what is it called? Not it's not anarchy.
Monarchy?
Monarchy. There you go, monarchy. It's just like a pretty much like a monarchy, like where
Yes.
people who live there pretty much have to like go with what the king says. But I just love the idea of just all these little flame creatures just like randomly just always hanging out in the kingdom, just always hanging out in the castle.
Yeah.
They're always just hanging out, and I
It's
just
the castle is always full.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
All
So
right. So,
the first
are
thing
we
we're
ready to
talk
go?
yeah, the first thing we're gonna talk about is the origin of the Flame King. And
All right.
the Flame King's origin is very, very we don't know that much. Like they say little things about it, but not so much that I guess this is not gonna be a big discussion.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Or I could be
we
wrong.
can, I don't know. I watched all the episodes
Uh-huh.
that involve the Flame King,
Mm-hmm.
and I read the like Adventure Time wiki,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, we at least know how he became king. I
Yes.
don't know if you talk about it in your picture. I don't necessarily talk about it in my picture. So, I mean, we can always like we can do our pictures first, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
we can kind of do the rundown. Or do you want to do the rundown and then do our pictures of
Let's do
what
our
we
pictures and then
noticed?
we can do it kind of like in and out kind of thing.
All
But
right.
let's go with your pick first about what you wanted
Okay.
to talk about his
Sure.
origin.
So I kind of took this in the sense of like when he first showed up.
Yeah.
And the reason I picked this is like you were kind of saying, this is a monarchy. We
Mm.
have the kingdom. This is
Mm-hmm.
literally our first look. You
Right.
have the king in his throne. You have the princess in a lamp above him, like hanging from the ceiling. Which like we got to get to that later. But and then you have like the court jester.
Mm-hmm.
You have and then you have all the subjects in like these seats. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is an actual court and you have
Yeah.
guards.
Right.
And Jake is coming. This is the first time we meet him in Incendium, and Jake is coming. We talked about this episode. Jake is coming to basically get the Flame Princess to date Finn.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this like first opening. His armor is so dramatic. Like it's this like
I love it.
copper gold with rubies,
Mm-hmm.
and he just looks so. He does look badass. This whole thing I didn't know what to think of it other than it looks really cool. Like this looks like a very cool kingdom and something very different than what you get with even, the Candy Kingdom where
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a monarchy, but I don't know, it's like a totally different look. This looks
Yeah.
very dramatic.
Very, very dramatic because it's just like
Yeah.
it's just all his subjects around and he's just so proud of what he has.
Yeah.
I love you're right. I love his armor. His armor is dope. It's just
That was
like
amazing.
and the funny thing is like he's not like I guess his physical appearance it's fire, right? So you can't really
Yeah.
tell what's his actual appearance because he goes in and out of that armor. So I don't
Yeah.
know how big he is, how small he is, you know. So it's a mystery to me, which is
He's
pretty
just
cool.
plain.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like he could be like this tiny little flame, right? And
Yeah.
just be covered in the whole armor, which is pretty dope. And yeah, you want to talk about because this is the origin, probably the first
This is
pick
the
of
first
him.
scene.
So
Yeah.
this tells you a lot too, because I think you were trying to say with maybe we should talk about it later when it goes to the relationship with Flame Princess. But like, yeah, seeing it looks like that's his jewel prize. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like he, no, not like that's his. Well, it is his daughter, but I mean like that's his treasure. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he conquered it, and I'm like, oh, that's
It is a weird scene.
very weird.
It is a weird scene. But yeah, I mean, I want to talk about how he even got this throne
Yeah,
at some point. Yeah, so we can go to your picture and then
yeah,
we can talk about it kind of more in
yeah.
depth.
Actually, that's my pick. This is
Oh
my
yeah.
pick. Yeah.
Ah.
So this is the introduction. This is my origin, is because this is a little bit later on in the season.
Hmm.
Um, but the cool thing about this, because we get the origin of how the Flame King became Flame King, because he was deceiving. He killed his uncle, his
His
brother,
brother.
his, I
His
don't know. It doesn't
brother.
say if it's like older or younger brother, but it was just his brother.
I would assume older because
Yeah,
older would
right, right.
inherit. It's a monarchy. It
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
very
yeah. That's true.
traditional.
That's true. So like, yeah, so he pretty much killed his older brother, and this is his oldest brother's kids trying to take
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Um, and so we get that little bits of his, like, you know, of his background where we can tell like how menacing he is. Like we can tell like, damn, this guy has definitely just like killed his brother just to claim, you know, the
Well, it's
kingdom.
supposed to be. I mean, this whole episode that
Mhm.
this was taken. Which episode is this one?
This is season 4, Ignition Point.
Ignition Point?
I think
Okay.
so. I could
I
be
picked
wrong.
one from this episode, I think, as well, then in. Um, but like this is very much based on Hamlet with the whole killing your brother to be
Yeah,
the king,
yeah, yeah.
and then your nephews are trying to get revenge, and they're using a play to kind of like try and make the murderer feel guilty.
Right.
Um, so I always thought that was really cool. But yeah, like he killed his brother, and like he was like, I thought I killed you guys. He like thought he killed his nephews, and he was kind of like very nonchalant about it. He's like super evil. He's like, but he's like a bat. He's like also really lazy. He's just like, oh yeah, like like he just doesn't care.
I know, and it kind of makes you question like how much did he actually do, and then get other people to do it for him? Because it's pretty much a haiku. This is pretty much what he did to his, you know, to his brother,
Yeah,
right? So it's either
yeah,
he was, because it looks like he's just a talker. He's just a shit talker, right? So it just seems
yeah,
like he got all these people pretty much to maybe even kill,
yeah.
you know, his brother, and he didn't even have to lay a finger,
No, he didn't have to do anything.
you know, because that's kind of the things that makes him like, you know, um, that's kind of the things that make him, you know, very menacing to his kingdom, because he's just in this. He's always up high. He's always this big stature guy over
He
everybody
looks
else.
badass every time we see him,
Yeah.
and he really doesn't give a fuck. And
No,
like,
he does
I don't
not.
know. Yeah, there's something about it that's very, yeah. I don't see him doing much in terms of action, but he definitely like portrays an image
Right, right.
that keeps people in line.
And we'll talk about it later, because you're right. Like it's for the most part, he's been lazy as fuck for the
Yeah.
whole time of him, you know, so-called ruling. But there are in some cases later on where we do see him in action, and
Yes.
it's not in the way that it's not in the cool way. It's the dorky way
No,
that we've been trying
it's
to
the
say the whole.
dorky way.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So that's pretty much the origin. Like the origin is pretty. It's pretty simple, but it's, I think, because it's the Flame King and the way it's presented, it shows a lot more character.
Yeah,
All right. So
definitely.
we're gonna go to the next one, which is relationship with the Flame Princess. All right. So before we start showing each other's photos, um, I feel really sad. I think maybe the next time we do another character episode, we don't do a father,
Okay.
because
Because
because it
all the
not.
dads are horrible in this
Yeah.
show.
No, there's another dad too who's probably the worst one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was just trying to look at things and see what we could add and stuff like that, and I was just thinking like, man, we gotta find someone who's like a better, not a better character, but a happier character in this whole
Yeah.
world of in Adventure
I
Time.
think the hardest part is that a lot of the side characters, when you do get to know them,
Mm,
they have some sort of tragic background, or they're very much like the Flame King, where it's
Hmm.
just like, well, you're just kind of like you're interesting, but you're a bad person. Like,
Yeah, because like before I thought of the Flame King, I was thinking we should do Gunther.
I love Gunther.
But Gunther's another one.
Yeah, Gunther's another one where it's very complicated.
Right, right, right. But all right, so this is about
Let's
so
get
this is
into it.
about the Flame Princess and the Flame King's relationship where this is pretty much a monarchy. Like this is how you put a king putting his daughter like on a pedestal. Like this is my daughter. Like do you want
You
it?
must win
You
her.
must win her.
Like,
You must win her. And it's not like because I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like it's more about like how skilled you are as a knight, or or how much money you have. But no, this one is like sing, just sing for my daughter. I'm like,
well, like in real terms, though, some knight isn't gonna win the princess.
no,
It's
bless
excuse
you.
me, sorry. It's usually gonna be for political. Like, I want to solidify some sort of pact or deal with this
Mm,
other family, so I'll sell them some property and and we'll get along better. Do you know? I don't know.
yeah,
But yeah, the way he kind of, but we talked about, you kind of mentioned this, and when I was watching the episodes, like, it really stuck out to me again that it's very contradictory, his attitude or their relationship. Some of the things I think they kind of messed up. Like, I don't think
yeah,
they expected
yeah,
to
yeah.
go back. Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted to show. And I think in the end they definitely made it where we understand why they did. Like it makes sense now more than it did the first time we were introduced to the Flame King and the Flame Princess.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
here's the first pick. Your pick, your
Okay.
choice.
So my pick is at the end of that episode that you showed, Ignition Point.
Mm,
Basically, he finds out Finn and Jake were there to get her candles. That's why they discovered the whole plot of revenge against
right,
the Flame King.
right, right,
So they
right.
were getting her candles, and the Flame King said that everybody in the Flame Kingdom is evil. And Finn, since he's like dating the Flame Princess, is like, well, is she evil?
Hmm.
And the Flame Queen's like, yeah, totally evil. And he's like, but like, what if a nice guy wanted her to be good? And he's like, yeah, she could be good. And the Flame King starts like, obviously he hasn't checked on his daughter
No,
since she left. And we have no idea how long it's been, but she's just like out and about in the world after he kept her locked up in a lamp. She's just out and about in the world and just like living a life, and he's not checking on her until
nope.
he's like, huh, maybe this new boyfriend she has is gonna make her good, and I can't have that. So he's like whispering to her while she's
Oh
sleeping.
yeah.
He like came through the flames, is whispering to her like evil, 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 evil.
Oh yeah.
Super creepy. Like, so creepy, and like such a bad dad too, because he's obviously not doing it like, oh, I care about my daughter and I want her to be happy and evil.
No,
Like,
no. He just wants her to be evil, and
yeah,
just
for him.
yeah. Jesus.
No, kitty, no. Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, I actually wanted to show that clip real quick.
Yeah.
Here we go. I was just like, oh man, like, man, that would suck if like your pops was doing that to you, man. Like if okay, so if my dad was joking with me, sure,
Yeah.
but like you know his intentions, and it just
Yeah.
saying evil, evil, you're like, what the fuck? And the fact that you haven't seen your dad in a long time and that shit happens, damn.
Yeah, he doesn't come to have like a conversation with you. He doesn't check on you to make sure you're like alive and
Nope,
well.
nothing.
Evil, evil, evil,
No,
because he
just
wants you to be evil. Like,
that's fucking scary, man.
it's so creepy, and he
That's
does it while she's sleeping.
yeah, which is even worse. Like
Yeah.
how do you do how do you do that? How do you do that? Yeah,
I don't know.
no, yeah. So this is a great photo because like it's one of those things like it's the comedy in the show where they show
Yeah.
you like this guy's bad, but he's still funny as fuck. Like
He's a dork. Yeah.
he's a dork. Yeah. So here's my pick. So this is this is the first episode that we see them, and then this is where the Flame King. This is where Jake, after he's singing his song, the Flame King saying like, "Oh, I guess this prince is worthy." But this is where they. I think this is the discrepancy in the series
Yes.
because it's like she's kind of agreeing, and she's also accepting being in this flask in this lamp,
Yes.
where what we know and we know this is what we like about the Flame Princess and the Flame King is like they don't like each other at all, later
No.
on. And so I guess this is me finding an error in their
Yes.
relationship.
This is a continuity error.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So like, because the backstory. So this is the first episode. It kind of
mhm,
makes it seem like, yeah, like she was just totally cool with this for some reason. I don't think they expected her to ever become like a character that they expanded upon.
no,
But when they did, they tried to explain like why she was in the lantern,
right,
and it was because it was for like two reasons. Uh, First, he tried to have her. He when she was born, someone was like, she's going to be more
powerful.
powerful than you. So he like didn't want her to overthrow him, which is funny because spoiler, she totally does.
Yeah,
Like, um, but like, so he tries to have her killed, and that doesn't work because
nope,
the guy who was supposed to like abandon her in the woods didn't do a very good job or whatever.
no,
And then Princess Bubblegum finds her, brings her back, and is like, okay, you have to keep her locked up. Like, if you just have to control her. And then the second reason that they later add on to this is not only did he fear being usurped, but if she has any romantic relationships, then she'll basically destroy Ooh. Which, like, they kind of this is like a little sloppy for Adventure Time, I feel
mm,
like. Normally, I feel like they're really good at keeping the continuity and like even if it's out of left field like with Gunter or something, like they
mm,
did a really good job with that.
yes,
This one, I think they weren't expecting it and they kind of yeah, they didn't do a smooth
yeah,
transition.
no, and I mean, and that's fine because I think I think what they try to do the advantage of was to explain her emotions, how emotions, you know, take over her, I guess, her evilness. And even in this part too, like you can tell, like even in this episode, like where she was, I guess she was happy.
Yeah.
And then when Jake freaks the fuck out and starts to run off, she gets pissed the fuck off and she overpowers her father and then starts to like find Finn, And
Hmm.
when this happens, and I think maybe they try to do it, maybe they did this on, maybe who knows, but I'm just speculating here. But I think they were trying to show her reactions like kind of being like bipolar a little bit,
Yeah,
and
she's
that makes
very
sense.
extreme.
But it is more in this episode than any other ones, you know.
Yes.
And so I think that's one of the interesting things that they try to pull, which it is a bit sloppy, but I guess it wasn't executed well.
I just, yeah, like I said, I mean, it's not like it's terrible.
Mm,
It's not like, it affects my enjoyment later,
mm,
but like that, I picked it out and go, this is not the same character
yeah,
and this is not the same relationship
right,
as
right.
when they were first introduced. The fact that I can do that at all is kind of interesting because I feel like Adventure Time, they love to throw in anything random they can.
Hmm.
But and later when they decide that they're going to build off of it, they do a really good job even though you know they're pulling it out of their ass. Like they do a good job where you're like, "Wow, you know what? I mean, some of this stuff probably could be planned for years and I would never know."
Right,
Like
right,
and I
right.
would never be able to tell the difference between that and the one that they pulled out of their ass.
That's true.
But except for this is one of the few where I was like, "Huh, that doesn't make a lot of sense."
No,
Like Peppermint Butler makes a lot of sense. I feel like every time you see something new about him, it makes sense.
yes, yeah,
So,
definitely. I think they wanted to introduce new characters in the last season. What is it?
yeah,
Season three, and so they didn't know how long it was gonna take. I mean,
yeah.
but either way, like Flame Princess and the Flame King are pretty much a great addition to
Yes.
Adventure Time.
Yes.
Definitely,
I'm glad they made it for sure.
I agree. All right, let's get a little nuts,
Yeah,
and
let's go
let's
for it.
and let's talk about the randomness now. we're kind of gonna jump a lot because a lot of the episodes it seems like because I think we were both watching a good amount of episodes to like get a lot of this information from Flame King and you know and the Flame Princess because they kind of go together to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a lot of episodes where it kind of jumps back and forth from like season, the last episode, season 3, all the way to like season 7, to be honest.
Yes.
So that's kind of one of the interesting things about the show. So it was hard for us to pick the random one, the most random one. Um,
Yes.
so let's start with you and let's see what you got.
This kind of epitomizes the dorkiness.
Yep.
So this is like after Flame Princess and Finn have already broken up.
Hmm.
Flame Princess took control of the kingdom, so
Hmm.
she usurped her father. Um, and Cinnamon Bun, oddly enough, is her like Cinnamon Bun is her Finn. Like what Finn is to Princess Bubblegum, Cinnamon Bun is to the Flame Princess.
Right.
Which is pretty cool because you see him grow as a character. But in the background of this picture is the Flame King and the Flame Lord.
Right.
So, and we've seen the Flame Lord before
Uh-huh.
in the Wizard Battle episode.
Yes.
Yes. So they're like fighting each other, and I didn't get like a good one. Maybe we can put up a video. But like their fighting is like, I got you so good. That didn't even hurt. Watch this.
Uh,
Like they're so bad.
yeah.
And they just like shit talk the entire time, but they like don't really fight. And like Flame Princess escapes like super easily just because they're not even paying attention.
No, no one is because like no one really gave a fuck. They're like, oh, whatever. It's like two drunken old men, like doing dumb shit like that.
Oh my gosh, this is like watching old drunk Korean men on on the street when they
Hmm.
think like that their friend has disrespected them or something. Like
Right. Jesus, it's just pretty ridiculous.
this is so funny.
Yeah. Here's my pick, and I love this idea because like I feel like I don't think it's more of the foreigners. I think it's more of like going back to Korean stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's Koreans like not a, they're pretending not to see what they're seeing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like there's a
Yeah, like
big
oh
thing
I
going on and like
just
oh I can't see, so I'm
I'm
gonna
just not
just
gonna
turn.
look.
I'm gonna
Like
look. And then for us we're like fuck man, someone should really because the thing is like we get more in trouble than anybody does if we like
yeah.
step in, um, which is the scary part.
But you're also like, I don't want to watch two old men like hurt
I
themselves.
agree. I agree. But at the same
Like,
time,
well,
like,
yeah, you can't do anything.
can't even do anything.
It's
Jesus
so
Christ.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my pick.
Let's see it.
Here's my pick. Okay. So kind of going on with you were showing. This is where like we see the I see the flame the Flame King. Him going on his prime, like he's actually attacking, like you were showing in your
Yeah,
photo. This is him just like actually
actually
showing us
fight.
like him fighting, which is pretty cool. But there's some moments where in this episode where like you do see them fight each other in a cool way, but then like going back to your photo, it's just like
It's
two drunken
mostly
old
like
men
that.
like right. So it's like
They
it's
have a
pretty
little
funny.
burst of like an energy, and then oh, okay. The only other one I would have done
Hmm.
is from Bun Bun.
Oh man,
That's in season 7, right?
yeah. I was just cheating right now and doing that right now as you were talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. Damn
I
it.
that was the only other thing. I mean, you could still put it up because
Yeah. I'll do that.
I love that episode. It's super cute.
Yeah.
Um, but the fact that the Flame King, like, he can't take over the Flame Kingdom anymore
Hmm.
because, it's just not gonna work. He's tried like several times at this point.
Right.
And Bun Bun convinces him to be the king of the squirrels or the chipmunks or whatever they are, and it's so cute. Like I don't
It is
I don't
very
know.
cute.
It's an
It is
adorable
very cute.
episode.
Yeah,
So that
it's
was gonna be my random.
yeah, I wanted to do that too. I just man, I should have done it. Um, yeah, that was it was an adorable episode because it was one of those cute things to see how the Flame King is still a dork. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
no one else can
yeah,
take advantage of. Like no one is listening to him anymore.
yeah.
No one is anymore. And so this is
No
just
one.
him trying to see who can listen to him now.
He's just trying to make a life for himself somewhere. Like, I don't want to be a prisoner, but I can't be king of the Fire Kingdom
Right,
anymore.
right, right. So this
Like,
is this is what I wanted to show. Like so this is bun bun. So this bun bun is like a mini cinnamon bun, right? It's just like
yes.
the left. I is it the leftover of cinnamon
Um,
bun or like
I think she might have cloned
yeah, I
him or
think
some
yeah, yeah.
did something weird.
Mm,
And like, here's your little brother, that's your clone.
right, right. So this is just so this is where bun bun goes into where I guess the Flame King was exiled.
Yeah.
And this is just like him trying to like get squirrels to like follow him. I don't know. I loved it.
Wearing little flame hats. They're
It's
so
adorable.
cute.
And then this is a great episode because it just shows like Flame King is never gonna come back and reign. Oh, maybe he will. Maybe he'll get some group people and like to
Yeah.
take over with him. But I think this is a great episode. I love it.
And like at the end, the flame princess is like, you know what? He always was good with animals, so maybe he'll like finally be happy there.
Right.
Which is, it's like, okay, I can't have my dad here
Mm,
because
he's
like
fucking
we hate
crazy.
each other.
Right.
But maybe he'll do well in a cave with a bunch of squirrels.
That always makes sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. How much work do you think that fucker did with just like getting candles, still in exile,
And
right? And then putting on and gathering all these squirrels, and then putting on. It's just like I love it. I wouldn't do that. I want them to like see my plan. You know, I want them to
yeah.
see my plan of like me trying to like take over the world or take over back my just like it's just great.
Yeah.
I
Look at
don't.
that. Oh my God. That's so funny.
I dig it. I don't know. I love it.
He
I love
like
it.
is so delusional that he thinks he's gonna take over the Flame Kingdom with a bunch of little squirrels.
Yeah. So I wish I okay, so this is me just me, but I really want them to do the whole like the visual origin of how he took over, you know? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
it'd
I
be interesting.
moved so yeah, I would love to see that. Just like how he did it. How
Yeah.
he convinced flame people and who knows who it was because we don't know. And again, we
Well,
don't
it sounds like everybody knew that he killed his brother too
right.
from that episode. So you're like, well, I mean, this obviously wasn't a secret.
Mm-mm. I
I
loved
don't
it.
know. It's great.
I loved
He's a
it.
good character. He's an interesting character.
I agree. Yeah, he's a good at character to like to talk about because it's even though it's a little bit of amount of there's not that much of him, but there's sprinkled bits and pieces of everything where like he fits in. He definitely fits
Yeah,
in.
he does.
It's definitely a great addition because I would love to go and hang out with them uh,
Same.
here because like especially now that the Fire Kingdom is pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Well,
dope. And the
it's a
fact
pretty
that
cool
like
place.
is she called the Flame Queen now?
They call her the Flame King, I believe.
Okay.
But I mean, you still call her, what was her name? Penelope?
Mm.
So I don't know. I mean, they still call her Flame Princess, but I think she's like, I'm the new Flame King now. So it's kind of like when people take over Bubblegum's
Oh
position,
yeah,
they
yeah,
still
yeah.
call themselves the
Yeah, that's
princess.
right. That's
Like
true.
even though they're not. Like, and why is Bubblegum a princess and not a queen? I don't really understand how titles work.
Same here. But yeah, this
Yeah,
is this is a really good episode. This is a good character just to talk about.
it's a good one.
All
Oh my
right.
gosh, I'm like yawning.
I'm hungry. I haven't ate
This is
anything.
what happens when you make donuts all day. You're like physically exhausted.
Donuts. Yeah, I've never tried to make donuts, but I've been eating a lot of donuts recently, and it's not on
So,
purpose. It's not on purpose at all. But yeah, this is a good one.
yeah.
We'll definitely try to make sure and try
Just
to add in you know, the next character after the season is over for season 4. But we got to start season 4.
Yeah, we
I
are.
don't remember season 4 at all. It's been a
I
while.
I do. It's been a while, but I think
I don't remember season 4.
we're gonna see how we'll see where it leads. I think there's a lot of episodes in season 4.
Yeah, there's how many? There's a lot. You're definitely right. There's like
Yeah. I
season
think we're getting into like 40, 50
This is
episodes,
yeah, the
something like
season
that.
4 is 26 episodes
Of
of season 4. 20
oh,
26
only
26, yeah.
26 individual?
Yeah, yeah, just individual.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Maybe it's season 5 where we start getting into the like really high digits, but 26 is still more than the last 3.
Mm, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I think
All right.
season 5 is the one that's like 52.
Oh, that's right. That's insane.
And then season
All
6 is the
right.
longest one. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, this is good.
This is
Really
good. This
this
is
is
fun,
dope.
guys.
This is really fun. I enjoyed it. We're going to start with season 4.
Season 4
Yeah.
next week.
Season 4, and we're gonna hopefully,
Mhm.
do it right again. Hopefully things work. Sorry, some things were technical difficulties, but I think it worked out.
I think we had a good one.
Hmm.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. And so, if you want to talk to us at any time, I gotta stop kicking my table. But you can email us at yes.fitas@gmail. If you want to talk to me directly, I'm CDLOR and on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. So if
Twitch.
people want to talk to you, they can talk to you. Lady, tell us.
They can find me on the Twitter
Hmm.
at Drinkin' Pretty, no G.
Hmm.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think
that's
we're
it.
done.
Yeah, I think we're done
Yeah.
too. Hopefully, people enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna try to do some more like visual effects so then people could be dazzled and like, oh shit, maybe I should talk to them about my herpes in my toes and stuff like that. And hopefully, yeah, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah. I think that'd be it. I mean, I don't think that's fine, but we can talk about it.
We could definitely talk about it. All right, guys, peace. We're out. Bye.